What's going on, everybody? Dialorix TV back with another video, and in today's video I will be giving my thoughts on some recent statements that were made by Alex Caruso, former Laker, was a part of the Lakers championship team a year ago, 2 years ago, I'm sorry. And he just was having I guess he was doing an interview, and they asked him about Lonzo Ball's stint with the Los Angeles Lakers, and I'm perceiving that, assuming that in this interview they was asking him why he's having so much success, because I'm actually happy to see that how Lonzo has elevated and evolved his game, because Lonzo Ball, I always stated that he wasn't as great as his father was projected to be. My son better than Michael Jordan. My son is better than Kevin Durant, better than LeBron James, better than Kobe Bryant. So his dad, which is his dad, of course, is going to always believe in his son when others don't. So it's safe to say that Lonzo Ball didn't live up to the hype of where his dad projected him to be. But Lonzo Ball, I've always said that Lonzo Ball was a great player. And I think that the success that he's having, a lot of players, if you're looking around the league, Julius Randle, to me, is one of the most unguardable, well, I'll say unstoppable players in the NBA currently. And I think that he still has a lot of room to grow. I say that Anthony Davis and Kevin Durant are the most unguardable players because of their size and the fact that they could put the ball on the floor like guards and shoot over smaller defenders. So they have an advantage in every area in every aspect of the game. And that's how great that they are, because you can't stop them. It's nothing that you could do to really stop them. You could try to prevent them. But once these two, Anthony Davis and Kevin Durant, are locked in on scoring, there's nothing you can do to stop them. So I say Julius Randle is the most unstoppable because his physicality. He's a bully on the inside, and he's starting to evolve his game from beyond the perimeter. And now you're starting to see him make threes. If he is become consistent out there, it's nothing that you could do to guard him. And as far as like Jordan Clarkson, D'Angelo Russell, Brandon Ingram, all these guys are able to elevate their game because they're not playing under the LeBron James system, where LeBron James wants to play, I guess, 4 and out, 5 and out, whatever you want to call it. It's LeBron James' system. The ball is in his hands 24/7. So it's all about LeBron James, and players aren't able to grow and develop being in that system. But Alex Caruso says, this is the Lakers stint held back Lonzo Ball, claims Bulls teammate Alex Caruso. This article is by RP Saalo, I guess that's his name, with Clutch Points. So he says the Chicago Bulls have been one of the NBA's surprise teams early in the season, and Lonzo Ball is a huge part of the resurgence. I knew that. We've been having discussions, me and my sister-in-law's brother. We have been having a discussion about how the Chicago Bulls are going to be a premier team. They're going to be one of the best teams. They got Vujicic, they got Lonzo Ball. They got, Zach LaVine. I forgot the guy named with the bush who could shoot the ball, who could shoot lights out. They got a great core over there. And everybody with basketball knowledge knew that the Bulls were going to be great this season. And it's good to see it's good to see Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso, who was a part of our, defensive, who played a huge part on the defensive side for the Los Angeles Lakers. And I just want to get to his statements, what he said, and we're going to dissect what Alex Caruso stated. So he says, I felt like when he got to LA, he tried to play a different game. I don't agree with that. He tried to fit in to what the NBA point guard is supposed to do, or what they wanted him to do. I feel like over the last year and a half, he started to play his game, which is no conscious. If you're open, you shoot it. If you got it on a break, you push it and you play fast, which is what the Lakers did. And under Luke Walton, it's just that they didn't have the time to grow and develop. And the fans, the Los Angeles fans, we are impatient when it comes to winning, because we've won for so long. we wouldn't have been able to stick through and actually go through the growing pains of watching our young core build in that process, you know, because we had the luxury of seeing championship each and every year. And I remember that. Like, I remember when the Lakers were absolute garbage, you know, when we had Jordan Hill and all these guys, when we had, you know, Xavier Henry, and when we had Ryan Kelly. You get what I'm saying? So Wayne Ellington, this is, people don't even, of course, the bandwagon LeBron James fans don't know of the Wayne Ellington before he, you know, had his resurgence with the Miami Heat and, you know, start shooting lights out with the New York Knicks. But we remember Ronnie Price. Like, I could go down the entire time. I watched every last game in 2014 all the way up to 2016, all the way up. I watched every single game, and I supported my team, good or bad and indifferent. You know, I'm kind of sitting this one out, so to speak, with LeBron, because I'm not a LeBron James fan, and that's nothing, you know, that's not a secret. However, we wouldn't have been able to sit through those it would have been more frustration, and we would have tried to burn Staples Center down. So I don't think that Lonzo Ball, it was more so of him not being able to play the style that he had. But when LeBron James came, he turned it to, everybody pretty much becomes a spot up shooter, because LeBron James doesn't catch and shoot. Lonzo Ball isn't really a catch and shoot type of player. He's more facilitator first. Same thing with LeBron James. So everybody around you have to turn into spot up shooters. So he goes on to say, if you're open, you shoot it. If you got on the break, you push it, and you play fast. That's how he played in high school. That's how he played in college. That's the reason he was the number 2 pick in the draft. And you also notice that Lonzo Ball had a lot of success. Kyle Kuzma had a lot of success as well, being able to be freely and being able to push the ball. They was playing fast. But LeBron James came and kind of slowed everything down, because you have to play on LeBron James' terms. Everything is built around LeBron James. And that's why you see players flourishing now. They're not around LeBron. And then you have people like, oh, the Lakers should trade for D'Angelo Russell and Karl Anthony Towns. They should trade for a lot of the old Laker young core. But the reason they're successful now is because they're not with LeBron James. And even if they came back, there still would be growing pains. And the second that there is, you know, bad games, they have to deal with being traded and or talks of them being traded. I still think the Lakers made the right decision by going in the direction of trading for Anthony Davis. However, I think that honestly, it's time to move on from LeBron James. It's time for the Lakers to focus on the new era, because LeBron James is going to continue to get injured. And as Skip Bayless mentioned, and Kobe last stages, we've seen Kobe get injured a lot. And that's what you're starting to see. It's starting to happen, the same thing with LeBron James. It's coming full circle, and you're starting to see the same thing happen with LeBron James. I'm going to finish this out because this keeps skipping or you keep going out. It says, I think he got away from that in LA for sure, for whatever reason. The Bulls guard continued. I have no idea what strings were pulled and voices were being heard. But these pop-ups, man. But the fact that he is going to play like himself, I think he's just enjoying the game of basketball. Also, JJ Redick, I guess he was doing an interview. I didn't even read about where this interview came from. But he says that I have no idea what strings were pulled. You know what strings were pulled. You know that LeBron James, first of all, got tired of LeVar Ball's mouth. LeVar Ball is very vocal. He was going on ESPN, all these different networks to expose the dark secrets and what was going on behind the scenes with the Los Angeles Lakers. And he knew that Lonzo Ball was attached to LeVar Ball. Now, LeVar Ball is much more quiet now. You don't really hear LeVar Ball. LaMelo Ball is playing phenomenal. I already knew that because the last child, which is LaMelo, the last child is always fearless. They don't care. And he shoot like he's going to shoot the lights out. And that's how I knew that LaMelo Ball was going to be as great as he is. Lonzo Ball is great, but he just doesn't, he's not living up to the hype where his father put him, but he's still a great player. You know, he doesn't have to be under that pressure of the lights that came with being in Los Angeles. However, LeVar Ball was going out and revealing all the secrets. He knew that LeBron James and the league, LeBron James has the power. You see LeBron James on the sideline. You see him being the coach. It's a picture out, a meme out where LeBron James is the GM. He played multiple roles in one night. He was the GM. LeBron James was the coach. LeBron James was the cheerleader. Like, bro, sit on the bench. Why are you talking to the ref when these guys are out here playing? Let the coach do his job. Let him do his job. What are you doing? And LeVar Ball was going out there and revealing all that and speaking the truth. LeBron didn't like that. And who they gonna get? Everybody else was getting the blame except for LeBron James. And that's exactly what's happening now. The Lakers still look trash to me. Still look like trash when they was playing against the Miami Heat. I watched the game. And y'all can say what y'all want. I think Carmelo Anthony is having good games versus these subpar teams. But go look at his numbers when they played the Portland Trail Blazers. He only had 12 points last night, if I'm not mistaken. To me, Carmelo Anthony is like Kyle Kuzma with hair. In my honest opinion. If you put Ray Allen back in, if Ray Allen announced that he would come back and he got to take as many shots as Carmelo, Ray Allen will still be successful in today's time because the league is geared towards players like Ray Allen. Easy. You telling him all he got to do is not play defense, show up on the other end of the floor and just shoot the ball? Ray Allen can still do that during these times. So I don't care what nobody's saying. The Lakers still look like trash to me. They're having a problem closing out games. Russell Westbrook is still a turnover machine. They barely stayed in that game without Jimmy Butler. Tyler Hero just missed the last shot. And he had a good look. That was such a bad, horrible defensive call. Like, how did you, that was the horrible mistake. How did you let Tyler Hero get open like that? The coaching is horrible. The Lakers need to start with Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook, or if they're going to trade Russell Westbrook, let them be the foundation, the core piece, and build around them. It's time to rebuild. They had one good game, but they was fighting through that. I know people probably like, oh, it's just they building and, you know, they building chemistry and no. It's sloppy. It was sloppy. You know, Anthony Davis getting the ball in the post. You got Kyle Lowry guarding him. Total disrespect. Turn around and pull up. Total disrespect. Total disrespect. The guys are old. And when they start continuously playing these younger teams, they're going to get exposed. But anyway, back to Lonzo Ball in this video. I think I'm proud of Lonzo Ball and who he's becoming. He's just having fun. They got a lot of chemistry going on over there in Chicago. I've been watching the Warriors. I think that the Warriors, what people fail to understand about the Warriors, Steph Curry is having success because the league is geared around his style of play, and they have their foundation there. Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green. They still have their core, so they're able to have those down years to be able to rebuild and build up those young guys. And you have a guy like Jordan Poole being around Steph Curry, and he's able to learn. And just imagine being able to shoot 1,000 shots with Steph Curry every day in practice. So Klay Thompson going to come back and get back in the mix, and they're going to be successful. So the Warriors are doing well, are going good as well. And that's what's the problem with the Lakers. We don't have that young core that we're building around the great guys, the top guys like the Anthony Davis and LeBron James. So there's no chemistry being built. And that's why I think that Steph Curry is the best leader in basketball right now. But Lonzo Ball, proud of who he's becoming. And Alex Caruso is somewhat right. He knows that LeBron James pulled the strings to get Lonzo Ball out of there. He didn't want to admit it because he knows LeBron James is the GM and he's calling the shots right now. That's why Kobe Bryant was moved out the way. period. And I said what I said. And like I said, Lonzo Ball was playing his style, the brand that Caruso is speaking of when Luke Walton was there. But they was just expected to be a championship team overnight, and that just doesn't work like that. But they're having fun. The Chicago Bulls are having fun. I expect them to win like probably upwards of like 50 games this year. No more than that, probably 51, 52, but I say 50 if we've been, if I'm being generous. And I got them going to the playoffs, of course, with that record. I think the Lakers, from what I'm seeing, and I'm going to get more into that and give my thoughts on that, but I think my phone going to die pretty soon. But if y'all like the video, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out.